One of Britain's most dangerous serial killers has issued a chilling warning, vowing to kill again if given the chance. Robert Maudsley has been in solitary confinement in a glass cell since 1979 and is Britain's longest-serving prisoner, having been caged for 47 years for the murder of 4 men in the 1970s. He carried out his own wave of vigilant justice, even killing 3 of his victims while in prison. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at why no jail can hold this man. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. In a hard-hitting documentary, HMP Wakefield Evil Behind Bars, Maudsley's nephew Gavin reveals how his softly-spoken, well-read uncle is content to be kept in solitary confinement, locked away from the rest of the world. The serial killer says how he's happy and content in solitary, and warned that he will kill again if ever released. Previously known as Hannibal the Cannibal, Maudsley was once rumored to have eaten part of the brain of one of his victims in prison. While there's not thought to be any truth to the rumor, he has earned himself a reputation as one of Britain's most dangerous criminals. Maudsley, 68, was locked up for the murder of John Farrell, age 30, in March 1974. In a letter to his nephew Gavin, age 40, and from Liverpool, but now living in London, the serial killer says how he's happy and content in solitary confinement and warned that he will kill again if ever released. The cage killer has been repeatedly turned down for requests to spend time with other human beings and has to live out his days in a cell especially built for him. Measuring 18 foot by 15 foot, the cell is constructed from bulletproof perspex and has compressed cardboard furniture. He spends 23 hours of each day in the cell, sleeping on a concrete slab and using a toilet and sink which are bolted to the floor. Maudsley, known as Uncle Bob, from Toxteth, Liverpool, committed his first murder in 1974, aged just 21. After running away to London, Maudsley started working as a male prostitute. He then brutally murdered pedophile John Farrell in Wood Green, London, after he showed pictures of children he had sexually abused. Following the slaying, he handed himself in to the police and immediately confessed his crime. He was deemed unfit to stand trial and was sent to Broadmoor Hospital, home to some of Britain's most violent inmates. At first, he was a model prisoner and stayed out of trouble, but in 1977, he and fellow prisoner David Cheeseman locked themselves in a cell with child molester Dave Francis. After a 9-hour torture ordeal, they dangled the lifeless body of Francis for prison guards to see. Maudsley was convicted of manslaughter and sent to HMP Wakefield. In 1978, Maudsley strangled and stabbed Sally Darwood, 46, who had been jailed for killing his wife. He hid Darwood's body under the bed before sneaking into the cell of pedophile Bill Roberts, 56, who had sexually abused a girl aged 7. He stabbed Roberts, hacked his skull with a makeshift dagger, and smashed his head against a wall. He was later sentenced to life imprisonment. In 2000, he launched a legal bid to the courts requesting to be allowed to die. In a letter he wrote at the time, he said, "What purpose is served by keeping me locked up 23 hours a day? Why even bother to feed me and to give me 1 hour's exercise a day? Who actually am I a risk to? As a consequence of my current treatment and confinement, I feel that all I have to look forward to is indeed psychological breakdown, mental illness, and probably suicide. Why can't I have a budgie instead of flies, cockroaches, and spiders, which I currently have? I promise to love it and not eat it. Why can't I have a television in my cell, see the world, and learn? Why can't I have any music tapes and listen to beautiful classical music? If the prison service says no, then I ask for simple cyanide capsules, which I shall willingly take, and the problem of Robert John Maudsley can easily and swiftly be resolved." Elliot Reed, director of HMP Wakefield Evil Behind Bars, said West Yorkshire's notorious HMP Wakefield prison is known in the prison system as the Monster Mansion. It's a dustbin, a warehouse for the worst Category A prisoners, home to some of the most terrible men in British criminal history, like Roy Whiting, Jeremy Bamber, Charles Bronson, and Robert Maudsley. Through interviews with ex-inmates, retired screws, and relatives of Britain's most infamous inmates, we unlock the cell doors and uncover the secrets of life inside the UK's toughest jail. We learn about life on the mixed wings, where hated sex offenders and child killers are abused and attacked, and even killed as they fight for their lives. We hear about the tough regime and difficult conditions of the Wakefield's notorious punishment block, F-Wing, the segregation unit, solitary confinement for the worst of the worst. And we find out from exclusive personal letters written to his nephew Gavin how the most dangerous prisoner in Britain, Robert Maudsley, is coping alone in a specially glass cage in the basement of the prison. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.